Kaash Paige. How are you feeling? You just dropped a new project, has the acronym S2ML, Soundtrack to My Life. You are back from a brief little break, but you just dropped this new project. How are you feeling? What was the inspiration behind it?
I'm feeling really overwhelmed with excitement, honestly. It's kind of dope to drop a full body of work again because I feel like everybody's perceiving it really well. I've been getting a lot of great feedback from it. And I would say the inspo behind it is just experiences, just like going through every single everyday life situations, meeting new people, seeing new things, and kind of just creating, visual moments in my music.
I love to hear that. Do you have a favorite track so far? I know you spent a lot of time creating this project. I know it's released now. People have had time to listen to it. What would you say your favorite track is right now?
I would say all girls cry. I literally just got it tatted the other day before my concert.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had got 3 faces tatted on me, and 2 of them are crying, and it says AGC on it.
I love that. I love how meaningful that is for you.
Thank you.
Let's talk about your sound a little bit because you toggle between both hip hop and R&B, and we can kind of hear a lot more genres in there as well. And you do it
Mhm.
very, very well. When do
Thank
you
you.
think you're welcome? When do you think you discovered your unique sound?
Mm. I don't know, I feel like I have a lot of huge, like, inspirations, like, of course, Metallica, Nirvana. I
Wow.
love Shiloh Dynasty, Gorillaz, Paramore. Then I feel like I started listening to SZA, huge Drake fan, huge The Weeknd fan, and I kinda just, like, taking, like, different things from that and kinda creating this R&B, but also alternative rock pop sound as well, and I feel like, um I don't know, I just like entering that world because I feel like you can't get the grunge from me. Like I'm
Yeah.
still a grunger. Like I love skate type vibes, the BMX biker aesthetic. Like I don't know, I just love stuff like that. So I feel like whenever people see me, if I'm in a rock star fit or I'm in a rapper fit, they just like they don't know what to expect. Like I always hear like, "Are you a rapper?" And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I just do whatever because it's like I know in my vault right now I have a lot of pop songs, I have a lot of EDM songs. So I'm just like just ready to show the world that like it's an all in one bunch.
It's so rare that someone can have all those different influences and different sounds and make it sound so polished. So kudos to you for that.
Hey, thank you. That's lit. I appreciate that.
I love that you bring up SZA. I mean, I've read people have compared you to SZA, Kehlani. I've compared you a little bit to Don Toliver. How does that feel?
It feels great because they're all iconic artists. They're superstars. So I feel like whenever you're getting compliments like that, it means that you're doing something great, obviously.
Yeah.
And Don Toliver, he's so fire. I mean, whenever I first got put onto him, it was like his SoundCloud music and, like him being a part of Cactus Jack. I was like, man, because I'm a huge Travis Scott fan as well. Like my first real concert that got me into the rager type vibe was Astroworld probably in 2019. I was 18 years
Wow.
old. Yeah, I seen him perform. He had auto-tune in his mic and a whole bunch of amps. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. And I was like, I have to get a playback rig, hit up my label. I was like, "Can you guys please give me one of these so whenever I perform, I got effects on my voice?" And they're like, "Yeah." And so I feel like ever since then, I just been trying new things, like using low voices on my voice, amps, reverb, everything.
That's awesome. Okay, let's talk about the project a little bit more. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. One track for me that really stood out to me is Self-Esteem. It's really introspective and it feels like you're speaking to someone else, but it really feels like it's an internal dialogue for you. Give me the
Yes.
details on this track. I need to know.
So basically, whenever I was coming up with self-esteem, I was trying so hard to impress this one girl. And it's like I could not impress her. It was like she was so used to the finer things in life. And I'm like, man, like I'm chill, like I'm saying, like I was like, yo, when you're in Dallas, like we gotta go to my favorite chicken spot. Like you'll love it. You know what I'm saying? I go to nice restaurants too, but that's just me. And she was like, oh, chicken, like I only eat yellowtail. And I was like, oh wow,
Oh
like this is
no.
different. But I kept chasing it. I kept chasing. I'm like, I have to impress this girl. I have to impress her. And I didn't know that it was kind of like lowering my self esteem because I couldn't really, fill up the qualities that she obviously wanted, needed, whatever. And I just went to the studio. I stopped texting her because I was like, you know what? Like, maybe this isn't a girl that I need to be trying to chase. Like, she's super high maintenance, and of course it's good to be high maintenance. But I was like, I don't feel like she's being herself. So then I kind of was just like really vulnerable, and I was like, man, like that's been messing with my self esteem. And I'm like, wait, I'm the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whenever, like, I know whenever you're with a guy or whatever, and they just, some people can really drain you as energy vampires. And I feel like
Yeah.
then we have to bounce back and be like, nah, like I'm the shit. God loves me and I'm taking over and you can't stop that. So I feel like it was kind of like like me letting the world know, like I still got insecurities, but also like, let me pop my shit too.
I love to hear that. I think we all need that reminder, and kind of that check in life as well.
Yeah, I need a reality check. You got to give it to yourself.
Yes. How do you, it feels like you channel a lot of your experiences into your music.
hmm
What influences you, like when you step in the booth, what influences your music and what you're going to create?
I feel like I for sure ask everybody in the room what the beat makes them think about because we'll like create from scratch. And then I'll be like, man, what is this vibe giving off? I already don't have an idea. And then everybody will say their like their opinions and ideas. And I'll be like, all right, cool. And I'll just go in the booth and just like freestyle what comes to my head. Or throughout the week, I've already like seen captions or created captions in my notes. And I'll start off the song with like a wild caption. Like, cause I feel like I make caption music, something that you can take from the song and use on your post.
Yeah, I love to hear that. You've worked with a lot of big names already in the industry in your
Thank you.
short career. But what is your dream collaboration if you could work with anybody?
Oh, I really want to work with Paramore and I want to work with the neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah, I could definitely see that. That would be
Yeah,
a
because I feel
great
like it'll just
sound.
be fun. Like I grew up listening to her. I'm a huge fan, and I feel like it would be exciting for everybody to see me in that realm too. Because I feel like I'm already in the hip hop R&B world, and it would be dope to have bring her into that world as well with me and see what we create.
Yeah, I would love that. Let's manifest that right now.
Actually, it's happening. It's happening. Kaash Paige, ex Paramore, coming soon, 2023. Remember this.
The
Haley
name
Williams.
the name of the project, Soundtrack to My Life. I have to ask, is that a nod to Kid Cudi at all or just coincidence?
It's for sure not to Kid Cudi. I love Kid Cudi. I actually grew up on his music as well. Cudi Zone was the first Kid Cudi song I ever heard. That one and
Wow.
Maniac. And it was a project. I came up with that project name last year because originally it was called The Fall Off. And then when I was telling my homies, I was
Wow.
like, ah man, I want to do S2ML soundtrack to my life. Everybody was like, ah, that's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll see. But they said the same thing about The Fall Off, but out of nowhere, J. Cole, he's naming his project The Fall Off. So I'm like, if y'all thought that I was tripping and naming it something, because like everybody's like, that name sounds kind of basic. Like, no, if J. Cole, one of the greatest of all time, can name his project that, I'm doing something right. So I was like, I'm going back to S2ML. And so I feel like it's been like soaking with people because it's like, I don't know. I want to see a lot of people get it tatted.
Yeah, I love that. I like to keep my interviews short and sweet. You've given me so much insight, so I appreciate that. But I just have two more questions for
Okay,
you.
cool.
And the first one is just you are going on tour soon. You have the
hmm
Me versus Myself tour. What are you looking forward to most from that?
Honestly, just being able to travel the world and meet my fans and also seeing everybody in the crowd sing every single song, because I'm used to festival runs. I went on a tour last year, I opened up for Lil TJ, but I was gaining new fans and I had people that knew some of my songs, people that didn't. So I feel like with this one, it's like, oh wow, like this is my first ever headlining tour and everybody's there for me. So I think I'm just grateful of that experience and excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm so excited for it. And my last question, I
You
know
got to
we
come
talked,
to the show. You got to come to the show.
yes, I would love to
Where,
come. I would be
where are
there.
you based?
I am based in LA, actually.
Okay, say less. You gonna come to the Roxy show? You're good.
Yay,
You're
yes.
locked in.
I love that venue as well. Um, I promise I'll keep this short and sweet, but I have one more question for you. And I know it's just we've talked about, that you have a lot of different musical influences. You toggle the line between a lot of different genres. Do you consider yourself one genre? Do you like when people just put you in a box and call you R&B or hip hop? What do you consider yourself?
It's crazy because I actually hate it. Yeah, I really do hate it. Like, it's not like I hate the, I don't hate those genres, of course, but I feel like I hate being put inside of a box because I know I'm so much bigger than that, and I
Right.
know that I have so much more to give the world. So I want to actually create my own genre. You know what I'm saying? Like feeling music because I want my music to make you feel a certain type of way. And obviously, it'll get an actual name for it soon. But I do want to be one of the artists where you go to Apple and it's not just all it's a whole new genre. Everybody's like, "What is this?" And people start
Yeah.
trying to, create that and jock that. So, yeah, I don't know. I just want to get out of that world because sometimes it's if it makes you just feel discouraged whenever you're put in a box of R&B and you're listening to a song like Lost Ones. I'm like, this is rock music. Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? Like, this is a rock song. I don't know. It does irritate me, but also it's just like hey, like it is what it is. And I know it will change, and I'm just grateful. So,
Would love to hear that. Well, Kaash Paige, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me. This was great. I cannot wait for the tour. I can't wait to see what new music you put out and where your career goes, but thank you so much.
nah, thank you so much. I appreciate